Hi guys, Fu here, and it's time for one of my favorite times of the year once again, haunted house season. Now, Majanoni and I have sort of been on this journey to find what we think is the best haunted house in Arizona. And it wouldn't be the best haunted house in Arizona unless we looked further than Phoenix. So we headed down to Tucson to hit what's supposed to be one of the scariest haunted houses in Tucson, the Slaughterhouse. The Slaughterhouse is just off of the I-10 on Grant, and it was $7 per attraction. There are 4 mazes, or $21 for all of them. This one had a lot going on. There's like a DJ going, and food, and a little bit of shopping, and some hearses with more music, and like a club area, and then the mazes, obviously. So it sort of had this fun, festive atmosphere that I really liked. Each of the mazes comes with a rating system from them, sort of how scary they are. So we started off with the mortuary one, which is the least scary. And we walked in and stood in a line. I understand it's late in the season at this point, and there's going to be lines, but we stood in this line for so long. The mortuary, overall, good scares, well done maze. It wasn't terribly scary, but I understand that with your rating system, you want one that's not as scary. But what was there was good, and it was more creepy than, oh lord. So I think it's a good starter maze for the kids and stuff. And there was tombstones and reapers and some ghost girls, and then some hillbillies, because we always have to have hillbillies. And I was fine with this. We ran into the people ahead of us, but I sort of chalked that up to there being small children in the group and left it at that. So, it's your least scary maze. It was fine. It was good. We then went to Carnival, which is the obligatory 3D neon clown maze. And honestly, well, there was another interminable line. And my biggest issue wasn't that we got stuck in a line in the beginning, because I will wait so long for a good haunted house. My issue was that we got backed up on a line in the house itself. So, the 3D glasses were a lot better than some of the other 3D glasses I've encountered for 3D mazes. I think they were actually polarized rather than just having sparkly effects everywhere. But they don't really help or hurt this thing. They sort of make some of the painting on the walls look like it's sort of popping out at you, but everything else is just fuzzy and hard to focus on. It's kind of giving me a headache after a while. I'm really over 3D mazes. You probably know that by now. But as far as the 3D clown maze goes, for the most part, this was a really solid entry. There were some great differences from the other clown and carnival themed mazes. They included sort of a midway game section that was great, and there was some good things I wasn't expecting in there that I don't want to give away. They had a magician that was really great, and we don't normally see that. A lot of clowns, obviously. And the beginning part of this maze I was honestly really impressed with as far as clown mazes go. There was an issue, though, when we got super backed up inside because of one of my least favorite parts of any haunted house ever, the weird plastic vagina, where they make you walk through these 2 pillows that are squeezed real tight. And those always seem to back up mazes really, really horribly. Every haunted attraction I go to, we come to one of those, and the line gets backed up. This line was backed up through 3 or 4 rooms. And that really wasn't that great. There were a couple of people who didn't want to go in, and it looked like there was sort of a bypass door, and they weren't being directed through that. And then the problem I noticed when I went through was that the floor underneath this, as you walked through fighting those stupid balloon things, was uneven, and I almost tripped. So I can just see someone tripping and face-planting and freaking out because someone's going to walk all over them, and that's going to hold this up for forever. And it did. I don't like waiting in lines inside of a haunted house to go through a weird balloon thing that I've never liked. It's not even scary, it just annoys me. And I lost my hair clip, and that really didn't make me happy. After the balloon things, there was some cool floor things that you normally see in carnival type settings. And there was there was some good stuff going on, sort of changing the carnival setting. There was also, you had to go through a restroom, so they broke up the men or the women, and that was kind of fun. But that being backed up in there with the balloon thing just really broke the whole experience for me. So, and it's really hard to scare people when I can see just a line of people in front of me, because I know the actors are there, I know they're going to jump out. It's not even anything anymore. And the actors don't have time to reset then, because there's just a line of people slowly walking through these rooms. So, on that note, we were really hoping for something more from the Boiler Room, which was the next maze we hit. Now, the Slaughterhouse is in this really old slaughterhouse. So, the Boiler Room utilized a lot of the existing machinery within the building, which I thought was really great. It's a really great use of the space. And, this maze had a lot of everything I looked for. There were good scares, there was good acting, there was a good theme, and there was good ambiance everywhere. You were completely immersed in this world. This should be a really great haunted house to me. It has all the criteria I normally ask for. I never realized that this should be a criteria before, but they have no line control. Other haunted attractions will have you wait at the door, and someone will knock, or something will happen, so they know that the other group is far enough ahead of you, and then you can go in. Or they at least stop you a bit. Not here. They send one long stream of people through this maze. I understand it's busy, and you want to get as many people through, but then I end up waiting in line inside the maze as well, because someone's held themselves up, and then I just sit there. I'd rather wait longer outside and be able to walk through this thing all in one go than going and stopping and going and stopping and going and stopping. So, there was no attempt at line control. And it really broke what should have been a great experience. A really great experience. The theme here is good, the scares are good, the actors are good, this building's beautiful, there's zombies popping out at you, there's water going on, there's all sorts of cool things, there's steam coming out, fog steam coming out of these things, there's cool video monitors that show you members of the group as they walk through, all sorts of great things, completely broken by the fact that I'm walking in this slow, endless line of people. It was squished. It was like sardines. There was the guy behind me who kept trying to grope me. I was stuck to Maginoni in the front, and then we just sort of trudged back and forth through this maze, going really slow, and then stopping, and then going really slow, and stopping. I don't know if this is less of a problem earlier in the season, but I've never seen a haunted house do this. Even with a long line late in the season, I've never seen this. So, I was sad, honestly, because this should have been great, and it wasn't. On that note, we hit the last haunted house here, which is City Meat, which is a slaughterhouse theme. This one was supposed to be their scariest, and they can touch you, and there's water, which I'm all good with. As we went in, they said if you don't want to be touched, you put your arms like this over your chest, and then they won't touch you. If this is supposed to be the scary maze, and they can touch you, it's the scary maze and they can touch you. If you don't want to be touched, don't go. I understand, getting into a maze and then deciding, no, I can't handle this. Well, you can always ask to be taken out. Always, always. But sort of giving like this wimpy version of the maze to some members of the group and not others was really odd and weird. And I didn't really enjoy it. Also, dude in front of me who is 6 foot something with his girlfriend trapped around him because she's so scared walking through the maze like this. Man up, okay? I'm a 4'11" little dinky little thing, and I wasn't that scared. You and your big buff wife beater shirt, oh, I don't want to be touched. Man up, grow a pair, for Christ's sake. Gosh. Okay, the little girls behind me can be like, we're scared. But you need to man up. What is it? Alright, so, going back to City Meat itself. This is a slaughterhouse building. It has what looks like a lot of the machinery still there, which is gorgeous. I have never felt so immersed inside a world. I mean, because it is a slaughterhouse. Everything, the floor, the ceiling, the walls, everything is old and dirty and creepy and scary. And, I mean, I know they worked on some of it, but some of it was pre-existing, and it's a great use of the building. It's super immersive. The actors are amazing, amazing. I mean, and the touching was great. That's why I wish that they'd sort of leave out the oh, if you decide you're too wimpy, go like this thing. Because that really, really was great for this whole Slaughterhouse thing. There was a guy, all the groups in front of me had their hands over, the girls behind me all did, so I was singled out a lot, which was great. They didn't seem to grab Maginoni. That's probably because he's ugly or something. And this guy, he had me around the neck, he had me leaning way back and really put me off balance. I really liked that. He didn't hurt me or anything, obviously. There's a girl who sort of tugged at my hair, and a lot of cool stuff going on with that. Really great, really creepy, perfect for the theme. Everyone should have to experience that. You shouldn't have a halfway experience for this. Now, saying all this was a really great haunted house, except it wasn't. Everything I want out of a haunted house was here. This should have been the best haunted house I've ever been in. Better than anything. Better than Gates of Hell. Better than everything else I've reviewed this year. It was the most immersive experience. It had great, amazing acting. The rooms were great. The theme was great. But I ended up waiting inside a line, inside the perfect haunted house, where nothing could be scary because all I can see is the shirt of the people in front of me. An endless, endless line. This is Endless Line House. That's what's scary here. It's scary that I'll never be able to get far enough away from these other people to experience this haunted house. No line control. Stop me at the beginning, make me wait, and then have me go in. Stop the people behind me, make them wait, then have us go in. Trudging through this line is like walking through a museum from heck, not a haunted house. There's so much great stuff going on here. The visuals, the feeling, the water coming down, the themes, everything. There's a kitchen in here that's so great, but you can't get scared by it because the actors don't have time to reset their scares because it's an endless line of people. Ugh! You stole the perfect haunted house from me, and I'm angry because I wanted this to be good, and it could be, and it's not. So, Slaughterhouse. I think I'm gonna go earlier in the season. But if it's always like this, I'm very, very, very disappointed. And I know you have to get a lot of people through your haunted house, but there has to be a better way than to just ruin the experience for everybody who's not 7. Because yeah, the 7-year-olds and the wimpy little girl screamed, but no one else did. So please, please, line control. That's all you need. One thing. You had one job. Control the line. Please do it so I can have the perfect haunted house, because you could be it. But you're not. Okay? Okay. So everybody, tell me what you think. Tell me if it's better earlier in the season, so I need to make this trip to Tucson way earlier. And happy Halloween. Ugh.